And here we are live. Welcome, Boozeketeers. It's Tuesday night. Do we know what that means? Let's hear it. Cocktales of Tiki King. Here we are, and I'm glad to be here. I'm glad you guys are here. You know, this is week 45. 45 weeks. What do you know? How do you account for that? I don't know. You tell me. You people, write in and tell me. Say I've been watching these. If has anyone watched every single show other than me? Well, yeah, there's people. There's some pretty dedicated Boozeketeers out there. In fact, tonight we almost had a guest Boozeketeer. I'm not going to say who it was because we're going to surprise you all next time. But we had a guest Boozeketeer who was going to be on the show, and we've had them in the past. Boozeketeer Danny has been out there, and Danny and Charlene, and Boozeketeer CJ, and Boozeketeer Aaron, and Boozeketeer Turk. We've had all kinds, a whole plethora of you people on the show, and we're going to continue to do so. So we're serious when we say, hey, let us come to your house and drink all your booze, because we'll do it if it's reasonable to be there to do it. So hey, what's going on? What are you guys doing? I know what I'm doing. I'm going to drink some fine booze tonight, and hopefully most likely. So tonight's cocktail is I don't know if it's obscure, but it's made of stuff that probably most of you don't have. But that's okay, because I'm going to drink it, and if it's good, I'm going to tell you. I've never had this one before. This is a brand new cocktail for me, and that's always exciting because who knows what will happen. You know, sometimes they're winners. Sometimes we've had 50, we've had 45, and we've only had one that we decided we didn't like, and that was the sidecar. And I think that we could. I don't know. It just wasn't. It's not that it was bad. It just wasn't. It wasn't fantastic. It was one of those acquired taste drinks. You know, cocktails are an interesting thing because some people like stuff, some people don't. There's all kinds of stuff out there. So I started I was at the Tonga Hut, and I joined the Order of the Drooling Bastard, in which you have to drink they give you this whole list of drinks. You have to drink all of them within a year, and then you get to put a plaque on the wall with your name on it. And so I thought, why not? I come here and I drink drinks anyway. Might as well, get some fame and notoriety out of it. So we started doing it, and the thing is that when I was up there, I was signing up my sheet, and they were telling the other people. If you watch the episode, you already know about this, but they were telling them, okay, well, there's we're gonna ease you in, and we're gonna give you all the delicious cocktails, and then when you think you're ready, like when your constitution is up and you're ready, we're gonna give you this one cocktail that people find is challenging. It's challenging. And I said, when I signed up, I said, give me whatever's the challenging one. I want to drink that right now. And it was interesting. It was not undrinkable, but it was interesting. And that's the thing, is there's a lot of cocktails out there that are just unusual. And some are really good, and some, I'm sure someone thinks they're really good because they made them and they published them and they put them out there, put the recipes up. But that's the thing, is that if you don't drink it, how will you know? You won't. And sometimes you may be surprised. Sometimes it might be something that's so delightful that you go back for more. And sometimes it's not that case. But so tonight, what are we doing? What are we making? I did put out a spoiler because I thought, what the heck? If someone in their 20 minutes wants to run to the liquor store and try and get this stuff, they can. But so tonight's drink is called the American Pola. And it's a drink utilizing some fairly different stuff. Green Chartreuse, the first one. Campari, it's the second one. We know Campari is our friend from the Americanos and the Negronis. We haven't actually done Negronis yet. We will do that one, but we've talked about them. Some Peychaud's bitters. And then this one's not all that unusual. Schweppes tonic water. You don't have to use Schweppes, but it's not tonic water, sorry, club soda. Fizzy water, you can use seltzer, whatever you want. But so tonight, so it's an ounce of green chartreuse and an ounce of Campari, a couple drops of bitters, and then you top it up with sparkling water, and then we see what happens. I don't know. I think I might make the drink and then talk about the stuff, because we have some stuff. I have some stuff I want to tell you about. I'm going to tell you what you're drinking. I'm going to tell you about it, because this is actually some interesting stuff. So let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. So we're going to start with an ounce of green chartreuse. Actually, I'm going an ounce and a half, because you know me, you know how we are. we tend to err on the side of madness, if at all possible. So Chartreuse is some people drink it just over ice, and I'm not going to argue with it because it's a good thing, and I've done that several times, and I enjoyed it quite a bit. Campari. If you've never had Campari, be careful because it might surprise you. It's the surprise. It's not unlike the surprising Turk. It's the surprising booze. A couple drops of bitters goes in there. It's actually that's lovely. Some seltzer. Don't use tonic water for this one. So I don't know if you guys know. Some people don't. There's a lot of different water things out there, and tonic water and club soda are not interchangeable. Just so you know. We're going to put about 4 ounces of that in there. This is an 8-ounce bottle, half of that. Give it a stir. And then we're going to go in here and just see what happens. And when you're dealing with bubbly water, you don't want to shake it in a shaker. You don't want to stir it too vigorously. You just want to give it a good stir. And cheers, Boozeketeers. Let's see what happens. Producer Maggie's over there looking tripped. She's like, what's happening? What's going on? You want to try it? Mm-hmm. Okay. It's got the Campari, so it's just going to be a little bitter. Yeah. Personally, I'm going to say it's lovely. But you have to like Campari. Some people don't. She's blinking. She's going back in. Going in for a second opinion. It's aromatic. It's floral. It's got all kinds of things going on there. But I think that's lovely. Now, I don't know if we talked. I think we talked about Negronis in the past, which Campari is one of the main ingredients. Campari is bitter. It's really, really bitter. It has a very orangey floral taste at first. The nose and the initial palate thing is like really sort of just sweet and florally and orangey. But it's definitely bitter. It's one of those things that could possibly be an acquired taste, really. But I think this is lovely. I think the Chartreuses. I think that they're melding. They're not fighting. Sometimes they fight. Sometimes different. You put some boozes together, they're not happy about it. But I'd say these two, they might be old friends. And I'll get into it here in a second and tell you some stuff that you may leave a believer for somebody better. I don't know. No, I may bring you over to the red side. That's pretty refreshing, I gotta say. So what are we dealing with? What is this stuff here? So Chartreuse, for those of you who have not been with us when we were swilling Chartreuse, Chartreuse is a wonderful thing. Chartreuse is 110 proof liquor made out of all kinds of stuff, and it's versatile. It is very versatile because you can chug it straight out of the bottle like in a parking lot, and you're going to be happy. You can pour it over a glass of ice, and you're going to be happy. You can put some ice and some soda water. Pretty much any way you go with it, you're going to dig it if you like. You gotta like the Chartreuse, I guess, to dig it fully. But so Chartreuse, it's a liqueur from a liquor. I guess it's a liquor because it's 110 proof. So it's not really liqueur. But so Chartreuse comes from France, and it comes from Chartreuse, France. And it's the only liquor in the world apparently that is naturally green. Even absinthe has things added to make it green. A lot of good, really high-end absinthe is actually clear, kind of ish, and then you put it in water and it turns a sort of pastel white green color. But yeah, so Chartreuse is powerful. It's got stuff. It's basically 130 plants and flowers, a little bit of sugar, and some alcohol. And one of the things is that there is only 2 people apparently who know the recipe. It's passed down through monks who have a vow of silence. And there's two different types of chartreuse. There's green chartreuse and yellow chartreuse. I've not had yellow. I had the green. The hound of the baskervilles back there is howling in approval. But green chartreuse is the higher alcohol content. It's 110. Yellow chartreuse, I think, tops out around 80. So, depending on your particular needs, I would say go with the green and some ice. But you can you can chug it down. I'll tell you, there's a Filbert Aspar, who's what's that? Oh, what is your? Oh, we have an online quest. It's like viewer mail. Time to read that viewer mail. Don't send it to the post office box because I won't get it and read it for you. I wrote that. It's gonna be a big hit. What is my favorite drink? That's a tough one. It depends on my mood and it depends on my situation. Lately, I've been drinking a lot of just Scotch rocks, but if I'm mixing something up, I get pretty excited about the painkiller. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I get pretty excited about the painkiller. Because that's a good one. We did painkillers on one of the other episodes. I don't remember which one it was, I think. Maybe we did painkillers. We must have. Yeah, so as far as tropical drinks go, painkillers, which are, it's a 4-1-1-1-1. It's four parts pineapple juice, 1 part orange juice, 1 part cream coconut, 1 part dark rum, and then you shake that with ice and garnish it with some nutmeg. It's a fantastic thing. If you go to Disneyland, if you go to Trader Sam's, they call that one the Tiki rum. That was doing tikis. The Tiki rum is their Trader Sam's equivalent of the painkiller. Did you know that? You're staring at me in disbelief. It's true. I looked it up because it says what's in it on the recipe, on the book, on the menu. But so painkillers, I like them. I've had people who are like, what is that? And I come to their house next time, and that's like they're all set to make them, Mike. So no, the beautiful part. So Boozeketeer, Mike, and Amy, when I go to their house now, I can usually count on there being stuff to make painkillers because I converted them over, which is a good thing. It's a good drink, good stuff. So there you go, my favorite drinks. I was somewhere. I was here. I was talking about, Philibert Aspar, who was he was the doorkeeper at the Val-de-Grâce Hospital during the French Revolution. And he liked his chartreuse, apparently. One day he went into the catacombs because he had heard that there was a passageway to the church where I guess they had cases of chartreuse. And so he went into the catacombs and apparently only brought a candle with him, and it went out and he died. So they found him, apparently it was 11 years later, they found him down there and buried him on the spot. And so now if you're a cataphile, which is what they call people who explore the catacombs, that's things you go down to his grave, it's down there, they actually literally buried him where they found his bones and bottle of, apparently it was his bones and the key ring to the hospital where he worked and a bottle of chartreuse. It was empty, of course, because, skeletons get thirsty down there. But, so they buried him down there, and if you ever sneak into the catacombs, go to his grave, bring some chartreuse, have a drink, pour some out. It's a good time. It's like it's good for all around. But anyway, so there you go, chartreuse. It's so good, you'll get lost and die looking for it. I don't think that's a really good selling slogan necessarily. Chartreuse, so good you'll die. So that's so it's a secret thing. It's made by monks. It's tasty on its own, like I said, over some ice, just whatever, drinking. It's good stuff. Very floral, very it's got its own sweetness. It's a different thing. Give it a try if you can find some, or if you can get someone else to find some for you. Either way, give it a try. So there we go. Chartreuse, fantastic stuff. Campari, that was our other ingredient. Campari used to, I said this in one of the other episodes, They used to have a campaign that was you always remember, or you never forget your first Campari, something like that. Because it is some stuff, I'm telling you, it goes a long way towards being what it is. Because, same thing, Campari was the result of another monk, I think, or just a drunk, I don't know. He was a guy who made booze, named Gaspar Campari, and he was working on some new beverages in 1860, and he came up with the Campari recipe. And he kept it a secret because it was different than anything else that was out there. And there's only a couple of people, apparently, who are in charge of production who know what's in it. But it's an alcoholic spirit that's obtained from a infusion of bitter herbs, aromatic plants, fruits, and alcohol and water. People are always trying to guess how many things are in it. Some people say 20, some people say 60, some people say 80. But apparently, to this day, the only thing that anyone knows for sure is that there's water and alcohol. Everything else, it's a mystery. So go figure. Go figure it out. But don't spend too much time figuring. Make yourself a cocktail. Drink it, because it's good stuff. I like that. So, did you share the program? We always say share the program. You can tell people later, hey, go watch the show. You know, what could it hurt? It's only going to hurt, well, your reputation. All it can do is make people not like you. Yeah, share the program. Go to the website. Do the things. Do the stuff. Look for me on the streets. I'll give you a Boozeketeer button if you say the right thing. If you say Campari, that's today's secret word. Campari. Just want to say, hey, Tiki King, Campari. If I have a Boozeketeer button, I'll give you one. So yeah. So how's things been going? Things have been going pretty good around here. We're we got the stuff going on. Like I said, we're going to be venturing out maybe next week. I'm not sure, and visiting with the Boozeketeer, I believe. So you people, viewers at home, or people watching on YouTube, or who, I don't know, could be people all over the place. Send us an email. Give us a proposal. If you have a bar in your house, send a picture. We went to Boozeketeer Wes's house last week. Yeah, last week, and he concocted some fantastic cocktails. He made me a gin and tonic, but it was with gin and with tonic syrup, which was an interesting thing because I had not had that before. And flavored bitters. Yeah, and it was an amazing thing. Had that. He made me up a fantastic old-fashioned Manhattan with bullets, good stuff. But yeah, so he mixed up some fantastic stuff. There's one of the Boozeketeers, got it going on, does his stuff. Gives the booze to me. That was important. But yeah, so send us your proposal as to why we should come drink your booze, and we may do it if it fits with the schedule. We may do it. That'd be a fun thing. We were at Trader Sam. Oh, so also just out and about, not because of the show or anything, but went to Trader Sam's. Was down in the Anaheim area, and tonight people probably right now are fighting. There's probably a brawl happening at Disneyland because they released a new mug of the Hatbox Ghost from Haunted Mansion. So right now there's people there. There's like all around. To quote a favorite author, probably all around Trader Sam's right now are people vomiting and fornicating and fighting with broken whiskey bottles to get the Hatbox Ghost mug. It's probably a madhouse there. There's probably people like climbing over each other like the zombies in World War Z trying to get that mug. I'm not going to get it because I'm not going to do that unless I can sit all sophisticated and sip a fine beverage out of it. But if you happen to be down there, one of those people, shanking somebody to try and get the mug, get two and send me one because I'd appreciate it. Otherwise, go online and take a look. It's pretty cool because, Haunted Mansion, Hatbox Ghost. How can you go wrong there? It's not really a tiki. I didn't see that it was tiki-fied per se. So I guess it's not really. It's a figural mug. a figural mug, you know, but hemlock's gold. That's a gift. You know, imbibing, ghosts, that goes together. Monks, dead guys, skeletons in the catacombs, clutching a bottle of Chartreuse. Think about it. For your next, maybe next Halloween, maybe this Halloween, you could go as a skeleton with a bottle of Chartreuse, and no one would have any idea what that was all about. You could say, "Come on, man, read your history." But so there you go. That's the kind of stuff that happens. Those things and everything. And also, if you have an idea for a show, as I always say, if you have a particular drink that you're fond of that we haven't done yet, send me an email, tikiking@tikiking.com. Let me know what it is. Maybe we'll feature it on the show. I can't promise because some people like weird stuff, but you know, it's actually that could work out because I like weird stuff. I like all kinds of weird stuff. I like you guys, really, you know. And so last week, Boozeketeer CJ complained about the volume because apparently he was making too much racket and couldn't hear me. So how's the volume music? Because we're thinking about getting a some sort of like, you know, enormous sound system to pump this whole thing up, or just using like dog tree headphones that have a microphone on them, something like that. I don't know if you guys can hear me. Perhaps I am not projecting enough. I'm Tiki King and I am projecting, which is different from projectiling, which is a whole thing that I don't want to do per se. I'll say it. Yeah, so maybe we should have an episode where we just everyone sends in their favorite cocktail, and we can talk about that. We had a question and answer from Matt's bar, and that was a lot of fun. That was one of the first times that I got to like semi-real time. It's hard because there's the delay, but I got to semi-real time interact with you Boozeketeers, and that was a lot of fun. I'm going to do one show where I only answer Jarvis's questions. Because apparently he kept asking me and I never saw any of his questions. And then when I went back and watched it the next day, it was like, wow, I pretty much answered everyone except him. So we'll do a show. We're going to do the Jarvis, Cocktales of Jarvis. And it'll just be me answering his questions. And then you guys can all just shut it. Because of the way how that works. Anyway, so there you go. That's kind of all I got. This drink is other than that, did anyone try this? I'm sure nobody tried it. Is anyone gonna try it? Are you Boozeketeers? Are you adventurous? Is there anyone out there who likes the Negroni? If you like the Negroni, I can almost guarantee you will like this one. Oh, that's delicious. I'm having a good time with that one. What else was there? Was there any other business? Did I, if I given them the business, I probably, I need to give you people the business. Yeah, tikiking.com, tikiking.info. Have you been to those websites? Check them out. Go there, do things. The Tiki King Paradise Club. We talk about it every once in a while. We don't talk about it enough, apparently, because people always ask, what's the deal? Tiki King Paradise Club, go to tikiking.info. There's a whole thing about it, but basically, if you sign up, it costs you $35, and I send you over $35 worth of stuff. So it's basically you're just going to buy some stuff, but it also every time I get 100 subscribers, one of those people gets a free Tiki King ukulele. So that's worth it. You know, it's basically like you're entering into a drawing by buying stuff. So and it's good stuff, fun stuff. Boozeketeer Deanne, she can vouch for it that it's good stuff because she's always like, I love my Tiki King swag. What else? Boozeketeers. There's Boozeketeers gear on Cafe Press. You can go there, check that out. That's on there's a link to that from the Booze portal on tikiking.com. So go to tikiking.com/booze, and there's a link to that stuff and this stuff and all the other stuff. And sign up. Go to my YouTube. Here's the thing. I'm going to ask you. I'm going to semi-beg. If you haven't already, go to my YouTube channel and subscribe to it because I put all this stuff up on there. And people always go, yeah, I was going to watch your show, but I didn't. I was busy, looking at dirt. And so they miss it, and then they feel like for some reason that it's gone. And I'm like, you watch on Facebook, and like, I don't know what that is. I don't know how it works. And so go to YouTube, go to the Booze portal, click on the link. All the episodes are up on YouTube. I usually put them up on Wednesdays, which this week will be tomorrow. And so I try to put them up on Wednesdays. And so if you miss it on Tuesday and you can't find it on Facebook, you can go to YouTube, and it's usually up there. Which I'm still, okay, actually that's not the case for last week's, because I'm still editing last week's, because I don't know how many of you watched live, but it was actually one of the most, I would have to say it was one of the more fun episodes we've done. But it was also just so completely fraught with problems. It kept disconnecting. It's like, it's a little jumpy. Not your imagination. It's not you. It's the fact that the cameras kept cutting out and would disconnect from the Wi-Fi and reconnect. And so finally we just decided, forget it, we're just going to go with it and do what we did. And we did. And we did what we did, and what we did was fun. So we had a good time with it. And that was one of the last things that happened in the bilge. Turk wrote up a fantastic little write-up about the bilge, brought a tear to my eye, because it was somewhat poignant, which is not a bad smell. But yeah, so we did that one, and it was fun, and I'll be putting that one up on YouTube once I finish editing it, because it is a bit jumpy at times. But we had a lot of fun doing that, and we might, like I said, we might have a lot of fun in your home bar. You should invite us to it. I'm telling you, it's more fun than me making cocktails is someone making cocktails for me. At least that's more fun for me. I don't know. As long as it's somewhere that, you don't mind flying us first class, and that you get us a nice hotel nearby. Yeah, so there you go. Tonight's episode was brought to you by monks who will die in the catacombs just to have the kind of stuff that we drink on a regular basis. And I heard, so here's some sad news. I don't know if Tony's watching tonight. Tony, I figured it out. You don't have to break the news to me. So, Duca Distilleries, makers of fine tiki gin, are no longer the makers of fine tiki gin. Turns out. Now it's just gin. But it's the same stuff, which is good. If you see it, drink it, because it's good. Duca Distilleries makes a whole bunch of fine boozes, and our fond wish is that they'll someday send us a bunch for free for plugging them relentlessly. It's a weird habit I can't seem to break, plugging the Duca Distilleries. You should, you guys, you Boozeketeers, you should write to them. I think they have a link on their website, and you should say, hey, I love your booze, and by the way, you should sponsor Tiki King. And probably if they get enough, maybe they will. Hard to say. But there you go. We got lots of fun stuff coming up. Maybe not next week, but coming up soon. There's going to be some big announcements pretty soon. It's getting closer and closer. And you guys are going to be, maybe the first to know. I don't know. It depends on when the news comes out. But stay tuned, because big things happen in big places. And you guys are big fans. And this is a big show. And it all just gets bigger and bigger and bigger, like some kind of weird hot air balloon that looks like a skull. And with that, I'm going to say goodnight, Boozeketeers. And don't forget to have a happy Halloween if I don't see you before that, or if you don't see me. And have fun out at those parties and show and get a bottle of Chartreuse and dress as a skeleton. That would be great. And with that, I'm going to say goodnight. Thanks for watching, and I will see you all next week.